Addressing protesters after the parade, convener of the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, Blaise Tulo, emphasized the historical ties between Africa and Palestine in the fight against colonialism and called for unity in addressing the atrocities faced by Palestinians.
More pronounced than the struggle of the Palestinian people. Over the last 8 months, the working people of Ghana have demonstrated enormous solidarity with the Palestinian people. Incredible amount of resistance that has come out from the Ghanaian people. And we'd like to salute you for the enormous work that all of you have done over the last 8 months, over the last 75 years, standing behind the people of Palestine. What you are doing is not happening in isolation. The people of Palestine stood with Africa when South Africa was going through apartheid colonial occupation. And today, it is no news that all of you are standing clearly in solidarity with the Palestinian people.
The ambassador for the state of Palestine, His Excellency Abdel Fattah A.K. al-Sitari, graced the event with his presence, underscoring the significance of international solidarity in advocating for peace and justice in the region.
Ghana, all Ghana, the President of the Republic of Ghana, the government of Ghana, the people of Ghana, about their big support to Palestine and the Palestinian people. And this is not the first manifestation. The Ghanaian people, the solidarity campaign with the Palestinian people, organize it in Accra here or in Kumasi or in Tamale. My message to all the Ghanaian people, I like to say thank you so much. And the Ghanaian people today like to show their support and their solidarity with my people in Gaza. Because now, as you know, as I told in my speech, that there's more than 37,000 people killed by the Israelis. 15,000 of them is children, babies, children 2 months, 1 month, 3 months old. You understand? And there is more than 10,000 women, and there is more than 100,000 injured, and there is more than maybe 10,000 to 15,000 people under the buildings. We don't know if they're still alive or died. So this is the worst occupation in the history, and today the Ghanaian people like to say, the Palestinian people not alone, we stand with your side, and I'd like to thank all the Ghanaian people about this very big support.
The situation in Gaza and Rafah was brought to the forefront, with over 60,000 innocent lives lost, predominantly women and children, in the past 8 months due to the Israeli ethnic cleansing. The call for an end to the genocide and the 75-year occupation of Palestinian land resonated strongly throughout the parade, urging individuals to stand up and speak out against the injustices faced by the Palestinian people. And that is the amazing car parade that went on in Accra, here in Accra, by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, and also in collaboration with the Socialist Movement of Ghana. And, you know, we applaud them for this amazing work. What do you think?
Well, yeah, of course. Like earlier stated, the SMG, they have done and they continue to do a yeoman's job.
Right.
As far as these protests are concerned, and it's not only about Israel. It's not only about Palestine actually. Wherever they believe that there is some injustice going on, they speak. They speak about it
boldly and fearlessly, which is the way forward. Because as a people, we should be able to speak against evil. We should be able to speak against wrongdoing, and that is exactly what the Socialist Movement of Ghana did last Saturday. All right, let's move on to our selected newspapers for today. We begin with the Inside newspaper. And on the front page of the Inside newspaper, the banner headline boldly captures that Ghana bleeding loses $1.4 billion yearly from illicit financial flows by multinational corporations. Property grabbing senior citizens behind woes of mass suffering, and developed as ex-UDS pro vice chancellor. And also, president should pay taxes. president should pay taxes. Constitutional Review Consultative Committee recommends. What do you think? I mean, the president or that's the highest seat in government, and they are indemnified from a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't think it is very important. I do understand the argument that, look, the president should lead by example, and so if you are going to ask people to pay taxes, and then it means that you should be the first to lead. You should be the first to show that yes, indeed, you have declared your assets, you are paying taxes on your salaries that you earn from government. I understand that bit as well, but we do know that the presidency comes with some perks, and if the holder of the highest office of the land is exempted from paying taxes, for me, I understand. It's okay. It's okay.
It's one of those things.
Yeah,
I find
it should be one of the perks that it comes with. I understand the argument about leading with example. He already has a lot at a lot of largesse at his disposal and all. I understand. But then, if for you to get to that very high point as president of the country, and you are enjoying those perks, like tax exemption, I feel it's okay. Seriously, I think it's okay.
Well, for me,
I agree with you. It is not too much to say that the president should be exempted from taxes. It is not too much, in my estimation. I understand the other sentiments as well, that he should be able to lead by example. He should pay taxes. He shouldn't. The president enjoys so much. I don't know any other country where the presidents do not have a lot of largesse at their disposal. And there's a reason behind that, so that they have the free mind to work and then deliver.
But paying taxes, does that clutter your mind? Does that cloak your mind?
So that's what I'm saying, that if it should be one of the perks.
But my suggestion would be that perhaps it shouldn't be a total exemption. Maybe their taxes should be, subsidized, I don't know, maybe 1% of their income, or 0.5% of their income.
Well, I don't think that paying taxes as president of the country, I don't think that it is necessary. I don't think so.
And if that is going to...
If the president will be exempted from paying taxes, for me it is okay. From a personal point of view, I feel it's not too much. How much taxes would the president pay
to make up for,
you understand,
what we need as a country? You have a point.
Yeah. How much are we?
But I don't know.
All of us do not pay so much, just a little.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't know if it's to bring satisfaction to the people, or for the people to feel comfortable that the president is also paying taxes.
Yes, it is going to inspire confidence.
Exactly.
That the president is doing it, so you should also do it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if somebody has risen to the high ranks of president of this country, and the person is exempted by virtue of the fact that he is the first gentleman or the first lady of this land, so he or she is exempted from taxes, I feel like that is perfect. That is okay. It is okay.
Also, I think that if the president is included in the paying of taxes, it will also give, some high level of power when exercising punishment to people who default in paying taxes, because there are businesses, there are large-scale, small-scale businesses that default in paying taxes day in, day out. We hear stories of shops being shut down, big organizations being closed because they default in paying taxes. So, apart from closing the shops, what is that, that long-lasting, do I say punishment? I don't like using the word punishment. What word can I replace with punishment? Which is more,
which is
administrative, and like an administrative, let me say, not punishment, but yes, in that light.
Yeah.
So if your president is paying taxes and you are defaulting to pay taxes, then that means it gives that regulatory body the power to say your president pays tax, you're not paying taxes. That means we can give you a higher form of punishment other than closing your shop, which will conscientize people and bring people to the awareness that paying taxes is, you know, is dutiful for every citizen or for every, you know.
You see, nobody likes to pay taxes. Nobody likes to pay.
Yes. Not only taxes.
Nobody likes to pay taxes. But you see, there are two things that are constant in this world. Death and taxes. Death is constant. Taxes are constant. Yeah. You will die. You will definitely pay taxes. Wherever you are in the world, whichever country there is in the world, you are going to pay taxes. So it's a constant thing, but people do not like to pay. Nobody is so excited about paying taxes that you understand that if I have my money, I want to give you a percentage of it. Nobody wants to do it, but it's constant. So I don't think that the president paying or not should inform you to pay or not to pay. No,
it only strengthens
it only shows
duty.
You see, we
for
can
me to pay.
You see, we can come and even say that okay, the president pays taxes, and at the end of the day, no deductions will be done. You know,
that's very true. That's
but
very
I feel like this is the president. Hello. This is the first gentleman of the land, and if the president doesn't pay taxes because of the fact, and mind you, one of the things that you'd have to, one of the conditions that you'd have to satisfy before becoming a president, they look at your
record.
You know that you pay taxes and all. So if the president has a clean slate of paying or fulfilling his tax obligations, his or her tax. If I'm saying his, then it means that I'm
being gender biased.
Yes, I'm being gender biased. So if the president declares their tax, let me use their taxes, and have declared their taxes until they occupy that position, and by virtue of the fact that they are now the president of the country, why? I don't think there's I don't think it's a problem.
But I don't think even if the president is paying taxes, I don't think he's going to feel it.
He won't feel it.
So why not pay?
It should be one of the perks for me.
Okay.
It should be one of the perks of the presidency.
Got it.
Free electricity, free water, free internet, free food, security. You know, give the president that. Charlie, for the fact that the president has been able, for you to rise to that very high office, for you to enjoy, it should be a package that comes with the presidency. I 100% support that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But if the president thinks
that he wants to pay,
not even think that he wants to pay. If the president feels that, okay, I have my own residence that I want to live in, I have my own cars that I want to use, so I don't want to use.
Oh, we've seen presidents who, make such decisions.
Yeah, I don't think I should be taking this from, okay, this amount of money which you have assigned to my office, I don't want it. There's something, see, my presidency or budget, it's not small money.
No.
It is not small money. So if the president says that I'm so rich that please I don't want this money, why not?
Anyway, let's move on. Still on the Inside newspaper, Youth Alliance and Action for Change condemns proposed sale of SSNIT hotels to Brian Echampo. We'll take a casual look of this very subject matter as the show goes on. Bless what you have.
Right. I have the Hawk newspaper. Did you do it the inside? Okay, so
yes.
let's do the Hawk newspaper. Healthcare horror. Doctor fired for dumping patient in forest. Throwback how Bolor seized control of Ghana sport. CAF CEO and ex-employee locked in defamation suit. Ablakwade's blade to court over beachfront claims, and panel proposes 277 member cap for Parliament. Stories on page 6. Right. So there you have it for the Hawk newspaper.
All right. What do we have next? Now let's do the Daily Statesman, and it boldly captures your appeal holds no water. Court of Appeal throws out Ato Forsen. Ghana secures seat on Shelter Afrique Development Bank Board. Minister calls for robust African transport system. CTAG strike described as illegal. And Puzuri Group, ICOUR partner to improve crop yields. And here are stories featuring today's edition of the Daily Statesman.
Now, what do we have next? So away from the Daily Statesman, let's proceed to the Daily Graphic newspaper. December polls focus on policies, not religion. Dr. Baumia advises electorate. Hey. Interesting. Interesting. So those you told to vote for you because you're Muslim, they should change their mind. And now they should look at your policies. Well, court dismisses Ato Forsen's appeal for lack of merit. Show compassion for well-being of all. Former President Mahama charges citizenry. And finally, Africa must build robust public transport system. Ofori Esiama. Right. So that's all for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Truth and accuracy every day.
Do we have more? Well, we have the Economy Times says FDI volume shrink for first quarter 2024. Ghana's youth unemployment stacks around 7.16%. AFDB report. Cedi to end year at 15.91 Ghana cedis to $1 as analysts revises forecast. And here are today's today's stories on the Economy Times.
Right, what do we have there? What do we have more? The Daily Guide newspaper. 2024 elections, vote on ideas, policies, Baumia. Africa, greatest victim of Ukraine-Russia war. That's according to Nana. 2.37 million ambulance case. Court throws out Ato Forsen, a Denton MPPPC to sponsor 5,000 BEC candidates. NLA gets European Lotteries Observer membership. And finally, CRM Blue Ocean dispatches cylinders to exchange points. That's all for the Daily Guide newspaper.
Alrighty, this is where we draw curtains on our newspaper headlines segment. Bless, you're aware of the SSNIT issue of selling some hotels here in Ghana.
Yes,
and some concerned citizens there, you know, Labour Commission, among other organizations, are crying out to government not to sell these hotels. Because these hotels are basically what we know. Yeah. They are some of the notable, you know, top-ranked in the country.
So the likes of Labadi Beach Hotel, the likes of La Palme Royal Beach Hotel, we have Ridge Royal,
and Cape Coast
Resort. So these four. So I've listened to arguments for and against the sale of these hotels, and SSNIT actually holds shares in them, 60% for that matter. So SSNIT has majority of its shares in these hotels. So you look at Labadi, for instance. Labadi continues to make humongous profit.
They are doing well.
They are doing so well.
All these hotels are actually doing well.
Yes. So you go to Ridge Royal. Ridge Royal is doing so well. Buzia Beach Resort is not doing so great, particularly because of its geography.
Right.
The location. It's just close to the sea, and because of I've forgotten the geographical term for it. The sea is eating into the land, so it's so close. So maybe out of fear, people are not going there again. People are no longer patronizing the place. Look at La Palme Royal Beach Hotel. Why isn't it doing well?
And they share boundaries with Labadi,
and it even has a better aesthetic appeal. If you look at La Palme and you look at Labadi from the outside, it even has a better aesthetic appeal. So why is Labadi doing well and La Palme not? So these are questions. There are lots of
loopholes.
There are lots of side issues. There are lots of subplots to this conversation.
And I think one of the big problems that these concerned citizens are raising is the fact that it's going to be sold to a private entity, which is owned by a minister of the state. And that is their problem. And some have also cited clauses in the Constitution that a minister shouldn't have, you know, an external financial, I don't know what the word is, but, you know, all those conversations come up whenever this issue is mentioned. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we look at it on a surface level, while Bless will take over during the newspaper review segment.
Stay refreshed with Malt. Prepare for hydration.
The law is pertinent to every aspect of our lives, and so lawyers must not be the backup plan for the rainy day only.
Nothing received from a client should be put in a lawyer's personal account until such time that the money has actually been earned.
It is very dangerous to perpetuate the theory that it is narcotics that leads to crime increase.
The relevance of the law cuts across our business, social, and family transactions. Doubt this?
You can't borrow from somebody who's your client. That would lead to a conflict situation. And that's something that as a lawyer you must jealously guard when you are representing a client.
You have to register your Mohammedan marriage within 7 days?
Within a week of the celebration of the marriage.
So if you don't register it, it's not a valid marriage. Journey with our Law Express panel every week as we confirm the place of the law in our everyday transactions.
Under etiquette rules, a lawyer can terminate for non-payment of fees. So basically, if you don't pay your fees, a lawyer has a right to terminate your engagement.
It's also a little bit of a cliche. I mean, we're all used to the James Bond scene, as it were, with all the ambassadors sipping champagne and seeming to do nothing else but dine and sip champagne at receptions. That is not true. That is a misconception of the time and the nature of the work.
Diplomacy is not devoid of accountability.
Everything that matters in Africa matters to Europe as well. Be it demography, be it economy, be it security, be it culture.
Can somebody tell me where Ghana is found in Africa? Is it west? Is it south? Is it north? Is it east Africa? Which one? Any idea? Any idea?
It's like on the west.
It's like, this is what? I don't get
it. South. It's to the west. It's to the west.
Okay. South American ambassadors represented.
I'm transforming the UN and making the UN more fit for business for Ghana is the prime objective that I have here.
You are one outstanding journalist, broadcast journalist, who has put diplomatic tourism and, diplomatic relations under one spotlight.
I have been watching diplomatic affairs, and I've waited unabatedly for my opportunity to come here as I watched my colleague, the EU, last week.
This is Diplomatic Affairs. My name is Harriet Nati.
A few weeks ago, Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, reported in the media that he had intercepted documents confirming that the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SSNIT, was far advanced in selling a controlling 60% stake in 6 of its hotels to Rock City Hotel Limited, owned by a great minister and Member of Parliament for Abetifi, Brian Yawe Champong. This occasioned widespread public outcry, prompting key stakeholders to join hands in organizing a protest in signaling government to stop the sale of these hotels. Ahead of a demonstration planned for tomorrow, June 18th, organizers have held a media engagement to give a roadmap and solidify their calls for a stop to these sales. The attendees at the press conference included members of the Minority Caucus in Parliament, Greater Accra MPs Caucus, representatives of Organized Labour, United Gadangbe Caucus, La Youth Groups, and Pressure Group Arise Ghana. In an interaction with the media, North Tongue legislator Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa gave a detailed roadmap on tomorrow's protest and the demands canvassed by the organizers.
The demonstration will begin at 8 a.m. prompt. We are gathering in front of the Labadi Beach Hotel. This is a hotel at the center of this takeover by a cabinet minister. After converging in front of Labadi Beach Hotel at 8 a.m., we shall proceed to the La Palm Royal Beach, which is not far from the Labadi Beach Hotel. As you know, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel is also under auction and about to go. Then we will make our way through the Gifford Road, Elwak, in front of the Elwak Sports Stadium, and then proceed to the traffic light, that intersection, the Lands Commission intersection. We have agreed with the police that at that intersection we will take a left and then we will walk towards the Christ the King Catholic Church. The Ghana Police Service has pleaded with us that they do not want us to get too close to the Jubilee House. We have agreed with them that we will end the demonstration in front of the Christ the King Catholic Church on condition that representatives of His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will walk from the Jubilee House and meet us around the Christ the King Catholic Church. It will be seen in our petition that we insist that President Akufo-Addo should immediately stop the sale of our SSNIT hotels. We want an immediate declaration from the President, because since we started this agitation, all the President has done is to ask Organized Labour to go and meet the Employment Minister, to go and meet the SSNIT board, at which meetings, as Organized Labour has told us, these appointees of the President try to convince them to agree with them for the sale to go ahead. So clearly the President and his appointees don't want to stop the sale. And we are going to insist tomorrow that the President announces that they are backing out of this unconscionable transaction. We are also demanding that state assets should no longer be sold.
Spokesperson for Organized Labour, Susanna Ayele Adefio Sechere, issued a clarion call to Guineans to rise up and fight the indiscriminate capture of state assets.
It's a yearning in organized labor that even SSNIT is looked at. If it's the management of SSNIT, hey, let's look at it. Let's look at it and look at how is it that every now and again we have issues with SSNIT. So this is a national call for. We must be interested, because I don't want to work the whole of my, how many years, over 40 years life, and go on retirement and pauper.
Of the Greater Accra Regional MPs Caucus further called for the safeguarding and protection of state assets, which were created for the beneficial interest of the public and not a selected, privileged few.
Our country is alive. Our workers of this country cannot toil for nothing. Our friends, our parents, our neighbors, our family members wake up every day and go to work. So the name in this country, Ghana, will stand. And how and why will we take the toil of their hands, their energy? And there comes a time when an individual or group of persons will take it away. We have seen that these hotels are making good money. They are turning out good profits. So what is the reason to sell them off? They are doing well, as we will wish them to do. Why wouldn't we go for the others that are not doing well and we know them? And they are closing every day. They cannot hire anybody. The ones that are doing well are creating employment, which is ongoing every day. We need to protect them for our country's good.
For Pan-African was a presser held by Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa together with organized labor and some other concerned citizens of the country concerning the sale of some hotels of which SSNIT owns shares to a private entity. Of course, we as a people, we have families, we have loved ones, we are working day in, day out to sustain ourselves and, you know, find some sort of grounding for ourselves. And so if government does not consider its decision to always every now and then selling state assets, selling state properties to private entities, we do not know what the future holds for us as a people. And so this demonstration is happening today, which is titled the Hands Off Our Hotels Demo, today being the 18th day of June, 8 a.m. It has already started. Pan-African crew is on grounds led by Amaprat, and we're going to give you up to the minute update of everything that transpires on the grounds. Now, we also heard previously of Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa outlining the routes and also the endpoints, the start points, and the negotiations with the police, among others. Now, converging in front of the Labadi Beach Hotel and marching to the Jubilee House, enough of the state's capture Ghana first. Our first allegiance is to the country, and of course we all have to add our voices. We all have to come together in resounding this to our leaders and to governments that, you know what, we are Ghana. We are Ghana. We cannot be sold off just for some people's, you know, interests or whatsoever. We are going to give you up to the minute update, as I earlier said, and so keep watching. This is Pan-African Television. My name is AGYEKUM, and this is where we part ways on the newspaper headlines segment. Bless Koko Alomazo is on standby with the newspaper review segment. Do stay.
It is time to stop the state capture. It is time to stop the plundering. It is time to rise up as a nation and say enough is enough.
So this is a call for all of us, Ghana for Momi and Sorry Waka. It's been said clearly, hands off our hotels, and not just our hotels. All those lands that are being sold, please stop.
Otherwise, look, they will sell the hotels, they will sell the SSNIT itself, and everything.
We cannot sit down and allow a few individuals to take a company or companies that are doing well to become their private properties.
No politician, no politically exposed person should be allowed to purchase state assets, particularly when they are sitting in cabinet and taking decisions. This kind of insider dealing must not be allowed. Clear conflict of interest.
Well, you know, at the Shaka, a Greek minister, Honorable Brian Champo, at a hotel saying, Hallelujah. Honorable Okudzeto, I'm a fair researcher, son. The danger hotel boy, a run at a loss. Well, money hotels run at a loss. Therefore, then a back ever manage hotels ni ya no Japan. Or ever fit the hotels sepra.
You have distinguished yourself by saying that you are going to sponsor a private member bill to stop kleptocratic, criminal, greedy, selfish politicians from, buying state property. So that minister, it means that he is morally bankrupt. He is joining the many Ghanaians to be honoring our constitution in breach. The time for those politicians have come to an end. From tomorrow, we will be on their heels.
How is it possible that we will find ourselves in this situation, that we will meddle in the affairs of the state, and when somebody says it is state capture, we say we don't understand? I am calling on everybody to rise to this occasion.
Tomorrow is the day. Let's go on the streets and register our protest against this sale of these hotels to prove to the people who are in leadership that the power of the people is mightier than what people in power.
It's so disheartening what is happening in this country. The few people have the impunity taking our monies. They do not care about the welfare of the masses of the people.
On this matter, we no go agree. The youth say they no go agree. The elders say they no go agree. Pensioners say they no go agree. We all no go agree. Leave our hotels alone. It is time to stop the state capture. It is time to stop the plundering. It is time to rise up as a nation and say enough is enough.
So this is a call for all of us, Ghana for Mommy and Sorry Waka. It's been said clearly, hands off our hotels, and not just our hotels. All those lands that are being sold, please stop.
Otherwise, look, they will sell the hotels, they will sell the SSNIT itself,